Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? Where is the knowledge we have lost in information? T.S. Eliot. Asset are computing devices, IT systems, software, virtual computing, and hardware. Asset security concepts are related to data policy, governance, quality, documentation, and organization. Data policy. A data policy is a documented set of guidelines for ensuring the proper management of an organization's digital information. Data policy should guide the organization to collect only the required information. Data policy should guide how to keep information in safe. Data policy should guide to securely destroy information when it is no longer needed. Data policy should be flexible and responsive to change. Data policy must be aligned with law and regulatory requirements. Data policy provides standards, quality, format, access, and retention of data. Data governance. Data governance is the practice of identifying important data, ensuring high quality, and improving value to the business. Data governance manage creation, transformation, and usage of data. Concept of data governance are people, processes, and IT. People are first step in implementing a data governance program is to build a team and define responsibilities. Processes must be developed. Information technology help business, monitoring, and reporting software, and data quality solutions. Data governance guiding principles are: establish responsibilities, plan to best support the organization, acquire validly, ensure performance when required, ensure conformance with rules, ensure respect for human factors. Data governance model establishes authority and management and decision-making. The function of data governance should be under Data Governance Office or Committee. ISO/IEC 38500:2015 Information Technology Governance of IT for the organization. Provides guiding principles for members of governing bodies of organizations. Data Governance Committee purpose is to establish and development of common data definitions, standards, requirements, and processes. Data Governance Committee should have the authority to enforce policies and procedures. Governing body manages implementation and integration of data governance principles into business processes. Goal of data governance is stop data-related problems before begin. Data governance policies and procedures reduce ambiguity, establish clear accountabilities, and disseminate data-related information to all stakeholders. Data quality. Data quality is a perception or an assessment of data's fitness to serve its purpose in a given context. The quality of data is determined by factors such as accuracy, completeness, reliability, relevance, and how up to date it is. Quality assurance, QA, is use of prescribed standards to assess and to discover inconsistencies and other anomalies in the data and apply data cleansing to deliver a final product. Quality assurance, QA, is the data fit for the purpose. Quality control, QC, is an assessment of data quality based on internal standards, processes, and procedures to control and monitor quality as informed by quality assurance. Quality control, QC, is the data fit for use. The purpose of performing QA and QC in data quality procedures is to reduce errors. Errors of commission is data entry mistakes or inaccurate transcription that should be reduced by having a sufficient QA process. Errors of omission is harder to detect, these are missing data that can lead to inaccurate values. Data quality principles are relevant at all stages of data management, capture, digitization, storage, analysis, presentation, and use. Data documentation. Data documentation is useful to manage the large data. Data documentation helps to users will understand and use data efficiently. Data documentation helps organizations ensure that data will be usable into the future. Components of data documentation are how data was created, context for data, structure of data and contents, and manipulations to the data. Objectives of data documentation are longevity and reuse of data. Understand content, context, and limits of data. Easier discovery of data. Data interoperability and exchange. Metadata. Metadata is descriptive information about the data set. Metadata describing the context, content, and structure. Metadata are name, title, subjects, keywords, description, date of creation, geolocation, and relevant information. Metadata are business rules, policies, and mandates. Metadata are agents related to the record. Metadata are business activities and processes. Metadata are information about records management processes. Metadata ensures authenticity, reliability, usability, and integrity. README file. README file used primarily for application or programming files. README file in .text or .pdf format helps. Metadata description. README file describe multiple files in the directory if applicable. The README file explain the who, what, why, and other contextual information is helpful to an external user of the data. README file contain directions for file handling, processing steps, field abbreviations, and data definitions. File contents. File name should be something unique, consistent, informative, and easily sortable. Project names or author names is encouraged, while the use of special characters is not, except for dashes, underscores, and numbers. Users must understand the content of the file. Different types of files have different methods to store the file content information. Programming code may contain this information in the header area at the top of the file. In Office automation files in the Properties area where author, file name, last accessed, and last printed fields are documented. Data organization. The process organizations used to arrange and control data is called data organization. Data organization components are data classification, categorization, structure, and schema. Data organization applies to structured and unstructured data. A data structure is important to enable access and modify data efficiently. Data structure is used to organize and store data. A data structure is a collection of data, relationships, functions, or operations. A record, also called tuple, is an aggregate data structure. Record is a data set contain other values, typically in fixed number and sequence and typically indexed by name. A record is a collection of fields, possibly of different data types, typically in fixed number and sequence. The fields of a record may also be called members. Unstructured data is information that either does not have a predefined data model or is not organized in a predefined manner. Unstructured data is a simple text document where names, dates, and other pieces of information are scattered throughout random paragraphs. Data schema. Data schema is a blueprint of how a database is constructed. In a relational database, the data schema is organized into tables. A database generally stores its schema in a reference repository called a data dictionary. Data classification. Data classification is based on the level of sensitivity of the organization. Data classification helps to determine the security controls to be used to manage and safeguard the data against unauthorized access, improper retention, and unsafe destruction. Commercial organizations' classification are confidential, sensitive, private, proprietary, public. Confidential is highest level of classification. The loss or theft of this data can cause serious risk to the organization. Sensitive is less than confidential but important to protect. Losing this data will raise the risk to the organization. Strategy documents or inter-organizational correspondence can be considered sensitive. Private is usually compartmental data that might not do the company damage but must be kept private for other reasons. Employee retention statistics or salary ranges are often classified as private. Proprietary data is disclosed outside the company on a limited basis or contains information that could reduce the company's competitive advantage, such as the technical specifications of a new product. Public data, if lost, would have little or no impact on risk levels. Data categorization. Categorization can start with a high, medium, and low categories. Federal Information Processing Standard (FIPS), Publication 199 outlines guidelines for applying the qualitative categories. Over-securing data is a waste of resources. Under-securing data presents risk.